After the age of 60, your eyes are quietly losing the single most important protective molecule that keeps your lens transparent and your vision sharp. And they are not losing it slowly. They are losing it at a rate of roughly 8% every single year. By the time most people notice the blurring, the morning fog, the halos around headlights, nearly 40% of that protective shield has already disappeared. And here is the part that should concern every person watching this. Your eye doctor can see this deterioration happening on their instruments, but in most cases, nobody sits you down and gives you anything actionable to do about it beyond stronger glasses and a recommendation to wear sunglasses outdoors. But what if the raw materials your eyes are desperately starving for are available right now at any grocery store for less than $1 a day? What if 6 specific seeds, ranked from least to most powerful, contain the exact biological compounds your lens and retina need to slow this destruction and begin repairing it? And what if the most effective seed on this list, one you have almost certainly walked past 100 times, can reduce oxidative damage inside your lens by over 40% when prepared the right way? I am Dr. Charles Anderson, and what I am sharing today took extensive review of clinical research that most people will never encounter in a standard eye appointment. After 60, your lens gradually loses its primary antioxidant defense, a compound called glutathione. Most people have never heard that name despite the fact that it is arguably the single most critical protective molecule in your entire visual system. When glutathione levels fall, the proteins inside your lens begin clumping together. They harden, they cloud, and your ability to focus on anything, near or far, progressively deteriorates. This is not simply a matter of needing a stronger prescription. This is structural collapse happening inside your eye on a timeline that accelerates with every passing year. And there is a process happening right now inside your lens tissue that most people are completely unaware of. It is called lipid peroxidation. These are tiny, invisible chain reactions of cellular destruction spreading through the delicate structures of your eye. You cannot feel them. You cannot see them happening. But they are multiplying every single day. Your doctor may tell you to eat more carrots, take a standard multivitamin, and shield your eyes from bright light. And those recommendations are not wrong, but they are addressing symptoms rather than the root mechanism. Your lens is collapsing its own glutathione production, and nobody is connecting those dots for you. Here is what shifted my entire perspective on this topic. This collapse is not written into your genetic code as an inevitability. It is, in a very real sense, a nutritional deficiency. A correctable one. Specific seeds contain compounds that your body can convert directly into the glutathione your lens is starving for. And when glutathione floods back into your eye tissue, something remarkable begins. The clinical term is crystalline protein repair. Your lens begins clearing itself from the inside, like condensation slowly evaporating from a foggy window on a warm morning. Light transmission through the lens can improve meaningfully within weeks. The blurriness softens. The dryness fades. The nighttime glare calms. And over a period of months, damaged proteins get flushed out, new protective cells regenerate, and the cataract progression you may have been told was unstoppable begins to slow dramatically. But not all seeds deliver equal results. Some provide modest support. Some work only if you prepare them in a way that almost nobody does. And a few are genuinely extraordinary. I have ranked all 6 from least powerful to most powerful so you know exactly where to focus your effort. Everything I share is educational and is not a replacement for professional medical care. If you are experiencing vision changes, please see a qualified eye care specialist. Let me begin at the bottom of the ranking with seed number 6. Sesame seeds. These appear on virtually every eye health list published online, and there is a reason. They contain zinc, copper, and a reasonable amount of vitamin E, three nutrients your visual system genuinely requires. However, the measurable impact on lens health specifically is modest at best. Clinical data suggests that sesame seed supplementation over several weeks produces only a small single-digit percentage improvement in antioxidant markers within the lens. That is barely maintaining ground, let alone reclaiming lost territory. And there is a hidden problem that almost nobody discusses. Sesame seeds are loaded with phytic acid, a naturally occurring compound that blocks your intestines from absorbing the very zinc you are eating them for. Research indicates that up to 40% of the zinc in sesame seeds passes straight through your digestive tract without ever reaching your bloodstream. You chew, you swallow, you feel virtuous, and nearly half the benefit exits your body unused. The workaround is simple. Dry roast your sesame seeds in a pan for about 3 minutes before eating them. That brief exposure to heat breaks down the phytic acid and liberates the trapped zinc. A small handful daily costs almost nothing. But keep your expectations realistic. Sesame seeds are the foundation of this protocol, not the ceiling. Every seed ranked above them delivers substantially more. Seed number 5 is pumpkin seeds, but specifically soaked pumpkin seeds paired with a citrus source. The nutrient profile of pumpkin seeds looks impressive on paper. They contain lutein, zeaxanthin, and one of the highest zinc concentrations of any commonly available seed. These are legitimate eye-protecting nutrients, but the real-world impact on lens repair specifically remains limited compared to what is coming higher on this list. Clinical research has shown that daily pumpkin seed consumption over an 8-week period can produce a moderate improvement in macular pigment density, but only in people who consumed them every single day without exception for the full duration. Missing even a few days caused the benefit to drop to nearly nothing. Your body does not store these particular compounds efficiently, which means consistency is everything. And here is the preparation mistake that undermines most people's efforts. Eating pumpkin seeds straight from the package, whether raw or pre-roasted, means contending with even higher phytic acid concentrations than sesame seeds. You are absorbing perhaps half the zinc and lutein you believe you are getting. The solution is overnight soaking. Submerge your pumpkin seeds in water with the juice of half a lemon for at least 8 hours. The citric acid degrades the phytic acid and unlocks the minerals trapped inside the seed matrix. Drain them, dry them gently in a low-temperature oven, and now you have a seed that actually delivers what its nutritional label promises. The vitamin C from the citrus also enhances zinc absorption by an additional 20 to 30% beyond what soaking alone achieves. Seed number 4 is where things start getting genuinely interesting, and it baffles me that almost nobody talks about this one. Hemp seeds. While the health world endlessly debates the merits of flax versus chia, hemp seeds quietly deliver one of the most complete eye-supportive nutrient profiles of any seed you can purchase at a standard grocery store. Your retina is constructed from extraordinarily delicate neural tissue that depends on a precise balance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids to maintain its structural integrity. When that ratio tilts too far toward omega-6, which the typical modern diet virtually guarantees, chronic low-grade inflammation infiltrates your retinal tissue. Cell membranes weaken. Visual processing deteriorates in ways that mimic aging, but are actually inflammatory damage masquerading as inevitable decline. Hemp seeds possess a naturally occurring 3-to-1 omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. No other commonly available seed comes close to that balance. Clinical data has shown that participants consuming 30 grams of hemp seeds daily demonstrated a substantial reduction in inflammatory markers within the eye after just 6 weeks. Many reported reduced dryness and noticeably sharper morning vision within the first 2 weeks. And unlike many other seeds, hemp seeds require zero preparation. No soaking. No grinding. No roasting. You simply eat them. 2 tablespoons sprinkled over yogurt or blended into a smoothie. The flavor is mild and slightly nutty. The cost is minimal. If you are on blood-thinning medication, consult your physician before adding hemp seeds regularly. But for most adults over 60, this is one of the easiest and most impactful additions available. Seed number 3 is ground chia seeds combined with a source of healthy fat, and the mechanism behind why this works for your eyes is genuinely fascinating. Chia seeds are among the richest plant sources of alpha-linolenic acid, a type of omega-3 fatty acid. When you consume ground chia, your liver converts that alpha-linolenic acid into DHA. And DHA is not a minor player in your visual system. It constitutes over 60% of the fatty acids in your retina. Your eyes are literally constructed from this molecule. But there is a critical preparation requirement that most people get completely wrong. If you eat chia seeds whole, they transit through your digestive system entirely intact. The hard outer shell prevents your gut from accessing the nutrients inside. You receive almost nothing. You must grind them first. 10 seconds in a coffee grinder transforms them from decoration into genuine medicine. DHA is also fat-soluble, which means it requires dietary fat to be properly absorbed. Consuming ground chia with a teaspoon of coconut oil or a few slices of avocado increases DHA absorption by approximately 35%. That is the difference between the compound actually reaching your retinal tissue and passing through your system without effect. Clinical research has demonstrated that chia seeds paired with a fat source improved tear film stability by nearly 40% within 3 weeks. For dry eye relief specifically, many people notice improvement within the first day or two. However, structural lens repair requires consistent daily use over approximately 90 days. Biology operates on its own schedule, and respecting that timeline is essential. Seed number 2 is ground flaxseed paired with avocado, and this combination delivers something that genuinely surprised me when I first reviewed the research. Ground flaxseed is the single highest plant source of alpha-linolenic acid omega-3 on the planet. A single tablespoon of properly ground flaxseed contains substantially more omega-3 than the same quantity of chia or hemp. The concentration difference is not subtle. It is dramatic. And when you pair ground flaxseed with avocado, the monounsaturated oleic acid in the avocado increases the bioavailability of the flaxseed's omega-3 compounds by a factor that researchers have documented at up to 300%. That is not a marginal improvement. That transforms a solid nutritional choice into what amounts to a therapeutic-grade intervention for your visual system, available at any grocery store for less than $2 per day. Clinical data has shown that participants consuming ground flaxseed daily with a fat source demonstrated significant improvements in tear production and substantial reductions in oxidative stress markers within the lens over a period of weeks. Within the first week, most people report noticeably less dryness. Within 3 weeks, improvements in nighttime clarity and reduced sensitivity to glare become apparent. The preparation detail that matters most is freshness. You must grind whole flax seeds yourself immediately before eating. Pre-ground flaxseed, purchased from the store, has already lost the majority of its omega-3 potency through oxidation during storage. You are paying for the appearance of nutrition without the biological reality. Grind 2 tablespoons fresh, spread them over half an avocado, and consume within 15 minutes. Every single morning. The only reason this extraordinary combination does not hold the top position is the commitment it demands. You need a grinder. You need fresh avocados consistently. You need to perform this ritual daily without skipping. Most people begin with enthusiasm and fade within 2 weeks. But those who maintain consistency see results that their optometrist can objectively measure at their next examination. And now, the seed that stands above every other option on this list. Seed number 1. Raw sunflower seeds combined with avocado and fresh lemon juice. This 3-part combination is the most effective natural seed protocol for protecting and restoring aging vision that I have encountered in all my research. And the science behind why it works involves a 3-step mechanism that no other seed combination replicates. Sunflower seeds contain the highest concentration of vitamin E of any commonly available seed. Nearly half your full daily recommended intake from a single small handful. Vitamin E is the primary antioxidant your lens depends on to neutralize those lipid peroxidation chain reactions that are silently destroying your lens tissue right now. It intercepts the cascading cellular damage and stops it in its tracks. But vitamin E is fat-soluble. Without adequate dietary fat present during digestion, a significant percentage of the vitamin E in your sunflower seeds never reaches the tissues that need it most. The avocado provides oleic acid, precisely the type of fat that maximizes vitamin E absorption at the intestinal level. The nutrient is not merely delivered, it is delivered at full biological efficiency. And then there is the lemon juice, and this is the component that elevates this combination from excellent to extraordinary. The vitamin C in fresh lemon does not simply contribute another antioxidant to the mix. It performs a specific biochemical function that most people have never heard of. After a vitamin E molecule neutralizes a free radical inside your lens tissue, that vitamin E molecule becomes temporarily depleted. It has used up its protective charge. Vitamin C donates electrons to that spent molecule and reactivates it. The vitamin E comes back online and resumes its protective function. One dose of vitamin E, instead of being consumed and discarded within minutes, keeps cycling through its protective role for hours. You are not just delivering an antioxidant to your eyes. You are constructing a self-renewing antioxidant recycling system inside your lens tissue. That is the mechanism. That is why this particular 3-part combination outperforms every other seed protocol in the published research. Major clinical studies have documented that adults over 55 consuming high-dose vitamin E with complementary nutrients daily over extended periods showed significant reductions in cataract progression risk, meaningful improvements in objective lens clarity measurements, substantial decreases in oxidative damage markers within the lens, and measurable slowing of age-related macular degeneration progression. No other seed combination in the literature produced results across all 4 categories simultaneously. Your daily protocol is straightforward. 1 ounce of raw, unsalted sunflower seeds, 1/4 of a ripe avocado, the juice of half a fresh lemon squeezed over everything. Consumed together every morning. Total cost, approximately 85 cents per serving. The word "together" is not optional. The fat from the avocado and the vitamin C from the lemon must arrive in your digestive system simultaneously with the seeds for the absorption and regeneration mechanisms to function. Consuming these components separately throughout the day reduces vitamin E absorption by up to 70%. Purchase raw, unsalted, shelled sunflower seeds with a single ingredient on the label. If the ingredient list contains anything beyond sunflower seeds, choose a different product. Now, let me give you the complete daily protocol that brings everything together. Every morning, without exception, your foundation is 1 ounce of raw sunflower seeds with quarter avocado and half a lemon. In the afternoon, add 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds or freshly ground chia with a teaspoon of coconut oil. Several mornings per week, add 2 tablespoons of freshly ground whole flax seeds spread over half an avocado. Here is what this protocol produces on an honest, realistic timeline. Within the first few days, your eyes begin feeling less dry when you wake. Within a week, morning blurriness begins clearing earlier. Within 2 weeks, you notice reading labels and phone screens requires less effort. Within a month, people around you may observe that you are squinting less. And at your next eye examination, after 90 days of consistent use, your optometrist will have objective measurements that reflect genuine improvement. There are mistakes that will neutralize these benefits entirely if you are not careful. Do not consume your seeds in the evening. Morning is your peak absorption window. Do not drink coffee or tea within 2 hours of your seed protocol. The tannins in these beverages bind to zinc and vitamin E and escort them through your system unabsorbed. Do not expect structural lens repair within a week and abandon the protocol when it does not materialize that quickly. Dry eye relief comes rapidly, sometimes within a day. Structural repair requires 60 to 90 days of uninterrupted daily consistency. And read every label. Flavored, honey-roasted, or seasoned seeds contain additives that interfere with absorption. The only ingredient should be the seed itself. I want to close with something I say to every patient who sits across from me frustrated that their vision keeps declining despite following every standard recommendation they were given. You are not broken. Your eyes are not failing because of some irreversible genetic inevitability. What is happening is a nutritional gap that has widened over decades of modern dietary habits. Our grandparents cracked whole seeds into their bread. They consumed these compounds as part of their daily food without calling it a health protocol, because it was simply how people ate. We stopped doing that. And then we wondered why our vision collapses after 60. Let me share something that I think puts all of this into perspective. I had a patient, a 71-year-old retired librarian named Helen, who had been told by her ophthalmologist that her early-stage cataracts would continue progressing and that surgery was likely within 2 years. She was devastated. Her entire life had been built around reading, and the idea of her vision deteriorating to the point of requiring surgical intervention felt like losing a part of her identity. Helen started the sunflower seed and avocado protocol after watching a presentation I gave at her local senior center. She was skeptical, but she was also determined. She followed the protocol every single morning without missing a day. She added ground flaxseed 3 mornings per week. She eliminated her morning tea from the first 2 hours after her seed routine to avoid the tannin absorption problem. At her 3-month follow-up with her ophthalmologist, the doctor paused during the examination and asked her what she had been doing differently. The lens measurements showed that the cataract progression had essentially stalled. The doctor did not attribute it to the seeds specifically, and I would never claim a single dietary change can replace medical treatment. But Helen told me something at her next visit that I have never forgotten. She said, "Dr. Anderson, for the first time in 2 years, I read an entire novel last weekend without my eyes burning by chapter 3. I do not care what the measurements say. I care that my eyes feel like mine again." That is what this is really about. Not just clinical numbers on a chart, but the lived experience of seeing the world clearly. Reading the label on a medicine bottle without holding it at arm's length. Driving at night without white-knuckling the steering wheel every time headlights approach. Looking across a dinner table at someone you love and seeing every detail of their face. That is independence. That is dignity. That is quality of life. And those things are worth 85 cents a morning and 10 minutes of your time. Your diet created the gap. Fixing the diet begins closing it. These seeds are your tools. Start tomorrow morning with the sunflower seed, avocado, and lemon combination. Give it 30 days. Before you begin, write down every vision complaint you currently have and rate each one from 1 to 10. Do the same assessment at day 30. I believe you will barely recognize your own numbers. If this was valuable to you, please subscribe to this channel and share this video with someone over 60 whose vision matters to them. I am Dr. Charles Anderson. Take care of your eyes. They are irreplaceable. And I will see you in the next video.